Hello everyone, I'm the Mole Man, and on this day, 5 years ago, the BR GT3 released for Train Simulator. Oh yes, we are diving straight back into the 5-year special by driving the GT3 here today. This is going to be a slightly shorter run, but it's going to be a very challenging one. It's going to be a very challenging one indeed. So let's just get ourselves set up first things first. Nice and quiet in here, which is good. So we've got to release the brakes, which means holding down that plunger to release them quicker. Let's get the instrument lights on. Get ourselves into forwards. That's it. Right, that's our brakes released. We are starting to roll already. We're starting to roll already. Spool her up. Listen to that jet engine. Absolutely beautiful. So yes, this is going to be a challenging run today because we have 15 coaches and we've got to get them from Sheffield to Pennines, so that's going to be an interesting challenge. Away she goes. Look at that beautiful thing right there. The brown and the green, it's just such a unique looking locomotive. It really is. Alright, crawling our way out. This is of course the Woodhead line. Slowly making our way. Yeah, this is 15 coaches we're hauling today. This is just a heavy haul test essentially. What I like about this is the Mark 1s look really old and tired and don't have actual interiors. They are test coaches that don't actually seat any passengers, and you can tell based on their varying colours of red that they're just weathered and not suitable for passenger use. It's nice. It's nice. That's it. We're nearly out the platform. Nearly. Such a long train. Such a long train. What we've got going on. Oh, 76. Very nice. British Rail always black. Love it. Love it. Right. Finally leaving here. How are we doing? We're not actually speeding, which is good. And we're out. That's it. Right, let's head back to the front and let's have a look what we got. Yeah, so this is the BR GT3, which is a gas turbine locomotive built on the chassis of a steam engine, which is done as an experimental thing because, you know, obviously back in the day they were thinking, diesel electric, diesel hydraulic, gas turbine, you know, what's gonna be the future? It wasn't this. To put it bluntly, this wasn't the future, but you know, they gave it a go anyway. So all credit to them, I guess. Just look at that. It's just such a striking locomotive that's now been in Train Simulator for 5 years. 5 years. So what better way to put it through its paces than with 15 coaches up the Woodhead line? It's going to be an interesting one. Not sure it ever entered service. The trouble with gas turbine engines, and the same is true with the American ones really, is they're only efficient at their highest speeds. And if you're on a route where you spend most of your time getting up to speed, you're just wasting fuel essentially. Speaking of wasting fuel, it's 100% sounds awesome, doesn't it? It's literally just a jet engine. And I love the exhaust on this thing. It looks like, you know the heat distortion you get? It looks like that. It's really cool. Like, this is, in my opinion, the best work that Victory Works has ever done. Like, I love their steam locomotives, but this in particular, I just love this. I really do. Like, they went out their way to do something different, and that's what I like it. I like it when developers do that. They went out their way to make something different. Obviously, this is a gas turbine. The APTE was a gas turbine as well. I would love to see that in Train Sim one day. I really would. I really would. Because, yeah, gas turbine technology wasn't successful, but it, you know, it's an important part of railway history. It really is. Because this was a GT3, there were other gas turbines before this. Did the LMS built one, I think? Is it 18,000 the number I think it's got on it? I can't remember now. But it was in black, which is very nice. Black and white stripes. Very striking and unique. What's weird is back when this released, with the older skies not being in TS, no Railworks enhancer, no TS20 settings, no AP lighting, the delivery didn't look as good as it should have done. Like, all this dark green at the bottom it sort of looked more black back in the day, because just the way that the lighting was treated in TS, it just didn't look right. But now it looks absolutely beautiful. It's nice to be driving it again after so long. Look at that. Just incredible. Screenshots are plenty, of course. Of course. This isn't a long run, so got to fit in screenshots where we can. Definitely do. Oh, she's wheel spinning. Careful, careful. Have to manage that as best we can. Didn't want to start speeding anyway. Yeah, and the Woodhead line as well. Sad fate, most of it's gone now, which is a great shame. But it is what it is. Come on, power back up. Let's get some peace and quiet, shall we? Very interesting cab. I say you can cold start the whole thing. I did it back when this released. Cold starting, it's quite an interesting procedure. In fact, if we sit over here and do Control H, you can see the startup procedure here. So those are all the steps you need to do. You can pause it to read it if you want. Those are all the steps you need to do in order to start this thing from cold. It takes quite a while, and some scenarios allow you to do it. This one doesn't. You just get in and go. Alright, come on. No, don't wheel spin. Don't wheel spin. Heavy train. Very heavy train. It's just got to take it easy. Nothing we can't handle, though. Nothing we can't handle. So yeah, going up to Pennines, which is a nice run. So I would have done the whole line, but that takes like over an hour, especially to simulate a stopping service in this thing. It's just like, no, thank you. That would take forever. I just hope we do alright timing-wise. It doesn't like 100% throttle, but we'll see what we can do. Just gradually ease it up. It should be fine. It should be fine. I just love all the different liveries on the coaches. It's where they're all weathered. We don't get enough of that in TS. You don't get many sort of weathered things like that. Like even the AP coaches, they're essentially all they're all slightly weathered, but they're all the same sort of thing. With this, you've got vastly different shades of red here. It just makes it look very like it's a test train. It really does. Still, we are climbing essentially because Pennines, I think, is at the top of the hill. Well, Woodhead Tunnel's the top, I think, but it's essentially a climb all the way. So it's getting up to speed is going to be a challenge, but you know, the challenge we'll take on nonetheless. You know, this is the 5-year special. The Woodhead route itself, it's got to be even older. I see a road bridge. Yeah, the route itself must be even older. Like, because the Woodhead's even been remade in the BR Blue era, so I think this route might actually be like 10 years old or something. Look at it, it's just so cool. So many coaches. I love it. I'm saying the GT3, it's one of those things that's just sort of come back into the spotlight. Like with KR Models making one in 00 scale, I cannot wait for that. I have put some money down for it. I cannot wait to get my hands on one of those. I think they're due to arrive in a few months or so. And, you know, if you want one, I think they're going to do a second production run, so make sure you get your name down for that if you can. But yeah, KR Models making one of these in 00 scale. Again, you know, it's nice to see the experimental represented in model form, which is very nice. Because then Browser Sheffield are making the other one I mentioned earlier, the older gas turbine. I'm not going to get that one. I say, it's one of those trains where I didn't know it existed until it came out in TS, and then I loved it. I loved it forever and ever since. It's just so good. Alright, I'm going to ease a bit more power in. I say ease, I tapped A in, it put 9% power in. I just don't want to wheel spin. Thankfully we don't lose points for wheel spinning. But at this rate we're not going to make it to deep car on time. It's 100%. time. Do we have a sander? Got a horn. Panel lights dimmer. See, that's a nice touch. It doesn't quite... It sort of works. It sort of works. It's a bit flickery. Demisters, wipers, cab light, panel light, lights, turbine stop. Let's not press that one. What we got this side? Injector, burner, turbine drain. Not going to play with any of that. Inlets. I don't think this thing's got a sander. If it does, I don't know where the button is. So that's all good. So we'll just have to deal with it. That's right. We're not spinning. So just got to take it easy. So but now we're accelerating so slowly. We're using 100% throttle for a very long time to get up to speed. So it just, yeah, not very efficient. Hence, these things didn't last very long and were only really experimental. Screenshot. I wonder how much time I've wasted taking screenshots. Who am I kidding? It's not wasted. It's time perfectly spent. I think because they're test coaches. Yeah, we don't have a passenger view. But the other thing I like as well, and you'll know this if you, I think it's on the store page, and there'll be screenshots of it here, there, and everywhere. VictoryWorks took the time to actually make a fictional livery for this to see what it would have looked like in BR Blue, which I think is very interesting. And you know, I like it when companies embrace and developers embrace the fictional just a little bit. Steam train, Olden, only a tiny bit older. There we go. Look at that. It's an AF. That's Black 5. Lovely. And that's the weird thing. You know, the GT3 is built on a steam loco chassis. That's the weird thing about it. And when it was scrapped, it was dragged away by the steam train that it was originally built on. Same type, obviously not. They didn't rebuild it and then drag the parts away. That's not how that works. But it is cool. There it goes. Going downhill very carefully by the looks of things. Station. Where are we? Couldn't read that. Alty Bridge? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to go with Alty Bridge. It's probably very wrong. But yeah, for the age of the route, it doesn't look bad, does it? 2D trees everywhere, of course, but that's fine. Still get that these days for performance reasons. But this is one route I wish was still open. Especially for the fact that it would be mostly 323 territory, because some of it is still open. Like the lines is at Hadfield and Glossop, that's still open, and it's operated by Class 323s. And if this was all still open in if it was all still open in real life today, it would probably be entirely 323 operated, which would be amazing. Hearing those things accelerate through Woodhead Tunnel, that'd be awesome. Right. Our ETA is not looking very nice right now, but there's literally nothing we can do about it. I'm glad we can stick our head out and it's nice and quiet. That's at least one good thing. But yeah, we're not going to make it on time, not unless the ETA starts really crawling itself back as we get closer. Still got 2.5 miles to go until Deep Car, but it's fine. We're just here for the journey. We're here for the celebration. The celebration indeed. Look at that. Look at that. That's just so good. So good. So many screenshots. Just going around the corner there. Love it. Can we get another shot like that actually? Oh, it's the S-bend. Love a good S-bend. Here we go. Left it a little late, but it should still look pretty good. That's it. Here it comes. Weird launch. Look, it looks so aggressive from the front. It really does. Nice. Very nice. I wouldn't want to do this in any other locomotive right now. We would not be going this quickly, I don't think. And there goes the rest of the train's audio. Right, let's get back in. How are we doing? 46. Now we're 2 minutes late? Yeah, okay. Thing is, when I tried 100% in early, we will slip. So, you know, there's not much I could do about it. But we will lose points for being late. This is the downside of career scenarios that are testing things. Because obviously you'd be testing different parameters. You wouldn't necessarily be just 100% throttling it all the way. And you'd be lower priority, so yeah, the whole point system doesn't really work with this type of scenario, so it's just going to be what it is, which I imagine is going to be in the minuses, because once you start being late, the penalty gets less and less and less and less, and then into the minuses, which is always good fun. So it's mineral wagons, I think? I can never remember what sort of wagons or what. I'm not a wagon person. I know locomotives, I know units, I know some coaches. I'm not a wagon person. Unless I've specifically been working with a particular type for ages. I just forget them. Like, I know what a JNA is, that's fine. But I'm just not good with other classifications. It's not really something that bothers me. You know. As long as a train looks cool, that's all I really care about. So as long as something... it looks cool. Like, I mean, stick any loco on the front of that and it'd look awesome, sort of thing, you know. That's all I really care about. There's deep car. We were supposed to be there a minute ago. Be ready for a terrible score. It's going to be amazing. It's just so pretty. And again, in the last video, we did Derby to Sheffield. Now we're doing Sheffield onwards, and I mentioned about the Hope Valley line, which goes in a similar direction to this, but via a different route. So it's very similarly, very hilly, and just beautiful. Deep car, I presume, considering we're about to go through deep car down Main. Ready for the score hit. Let's see what it is. What have you got for us, game? Minus how many points for being a minute and 45 late? Timeless penalty. I'm making good time, but how? I'm at 51 points short. Oh, whatever. We're certainly going to struggle to make it there. Oh, half a mile. Ah, we're literally stopping. Oh, we're stopping there. Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, half a mile. The HUD's got a hidden instruction, hence why it's stuck at 0.5 miles. Why have we got a hidden instruction? What is TS going to make us do? I don't know. It's very nice though, isn't it? It's very nice. More stations. Couldn't read that. Wall, something W. Yeah, was that Wotley? I couldn't even read it. Let's have a look. And freedom. Oh, good. Zoomed in still. Oops. Wortley. Close enough. 5 years. It's mad. It's just mad how old some of the things are. Other things in TS that are older than this. Like London Brighton's been in TS for like forever at this point. And it still stands up to this day. Apart from a couple of areas, you know, it still looks good. And this route looks good. As I said, it's about 10 years old. Got a nice lake down there. Very nice. But yeah, seeing time progress, it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. It's like, it's the stupid stuff. I see a video that's 8 or 9, 10 years old on YouTube and it's got HD. Like, you know, I remember the time when HD was such a new thing. If you watched a video that was even a couple of years old, it would not have HD. And these days, 720p isn't even considered HD. It's not high quality enough. It's just so weird where time goes. Baffling, it really is. Alright, tunnel time. And we've got a 60 limit approaching, but we're not going anywhere near that, so that's fine. But the ground... Is the gradient levelling off? Not yet. And in we go. So it's such an old route, we don't have occlusions in here, so it's still bright as outside. Now the 50 we might have to worry about. But it depends on the signals. So we might have to slow down anyway. There's quite a few signals. We'll just keep an eye out as we approach. I say, because doing non-stop like this, with every chance we can catch up to a normal running train. So we've got to be careful. It's just so nice there. The green is lovely. You wouldn't think green and brown would go very well together, but it does. It's nice. It's a nice livery scheme. It's good. Level crossing. No one here. Could you imagine seeing this back in the day? Because you get the usual sort of, you know, chuffs of a steam loco, and on this line you get the 76s, but hearing this go through must have been a completely different sort of experience. Similar to something I experienced once, which was when I was at Legoland Windsor, which, if you don't know, is right on the flight sort of landing path of Heathrow. And I was queuing up, and all, you know, planes were flying over, and I love planes, that's fine. I was enjoying that. But then all of a sudden everything started shaking, car alarms started going off. Thought, what the hell's going on? Concorde, straight overhead. Best thing I've ever seen. It was amazing. And I think that was the last flight. I managed to see the last flight from Legoland, which was very interesting and just a moment I'll never forget. But yeah, the noise that it made, and it must be similar with this, just hearing a jet engine just go straight through a station must be mad. Speaking of which, let's rev down, because we've got a 30 limit approaching. Right, how do the brakes work? Running, apply. That's still green, so that's good, but I need to see what we're doing brakes wise. Okay, yeah, just jump, that's it. It's like a steam loco still. As you can see, I'm applying like heritage units as well. Come on, 31, that's it. Oh, we only lost 2 points there, that wasn't too bad. Right, quick release the brakes. Start powering up again just to counteract the fact that we don't have... There we go. Right, double yellow, single yellow. We are not cleared into the station. So we should have taken it easy, but we're still climbing here. Alright, double yellow. Must have caught up to something. There's a 15-mile speed limit as you leave the main line and cross over. Alright, well, we're already doing 17, so we'll just get to 15 and stick it at there then. We might make it on time at the very least, but, you know, our score's not going to be fantastic. Alright, speed back up. Come on. Back up to 15 we go. How are we doing signals wise? Not mine. Double yellow. Ah, that's good. We're cleared in then, and there's our crossover. There's no point trying to speed up at this point. I say, because of the way the brakes are, I managed to slow down way too much. That's the quirky thing about this. The brakes take so long to release that I didn't release them soon enough. I just about fit through there. Yeah, why not? 76 on the platform. Very nice. I want to drive the 76 one day on the Woodhead and Blue route, but I don't know how. I've tried and tried and tried. I have never been able to successfully drive that loco. Ever. I usually just give up and go and play with the 506 instead. Right. Looks like we're just pulling up next to the station rather than stopping in it, which makes sense. Here we are. Welcome to Penistone. Right, powered down. Let's get the brakes ready. Start applying some, because we have got to stop, else the signal will be spadded and we will fail the scenario. That's good. Oh, I can live with that. And here we are. Welcome to Penistone. That has been a run in the GT3, which has now been in Train Simulator for a whole 5 years. Can you believe it? It's like a lot of train is. We're just sticking out straight back on the main line again. Oh dear. But yeah, that's been a nice run. I have enjoyed it. Great work. The GT3 can really pull a heavy load at speed, especially working those kind of gradients. Well, at speed. If you define 46 miles an hour as at speed, then well, congratulations to you, I guess. Score of 945. Not bad. Not bad. We only lost 2 points out of my fault. The rest of it was its fault. So, yeah, it's probably going to go be scrapped now. But at least it's still in Train Simulator. 5 years and counting. I love it. Thank you very much for watching this one. And I will see you in the next video.